Yeah, I read that one the other day, and I was reading that. It's scary.
I still go to Signal 4.
Yeah, me too.
It's just
for quick.
it's
like
easier for me to. I played with the other one for a little bit. I'm like, no, it's not worth my time. But good afternoon, everyone. We'll wait a few more minutes before we get going here.
I have a phone in it, like a Signal 4 phone. I've never tried to look at it on my phone.
Yeah, neither have I. So that's August 21st, 22nd, 24th, right?
Seems to be loading very slow.
Yeah, it's got a lot of layers.
Yeah.
So it's 1:30. We'll go ahead and at least get started here. I'm Tina Russo. I'm the chair of the Pasco Community Traffic Safety Team. I'm an active transportation planner for Pasco NPO. Johnny's in the same room with me, so I'll go ahead and let him do introductions, and then Melissa, you can kind of go around the room.
Hi, I'm Johnny Coors with a planner with the NPO.
All right, awesome. Hey, everybody. I'm Melissa with JMT. And then we'll start with Mike Zim.
Yeah, Mike Zim with the Florida Department of Transportation, your district safety office.
Thank you. Tina Russo.
Again, Tina Russo with Pasco NPO chair.
Thank you. Kelly. All right, Kelly is on the line. I don't know who she's with, or he. I'm sorry, I don't know. Michelle Pearson.
Yes.
Hi, and who are you with, Michelle?
I'm just a local parent that was given this link by the school board.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. All right, Lauren.
Hi, I'm similar to Michelle as a parent of two Pasco students, and was given this link as well.
Okay, thank you. All right, Julie Bond.
Hello, Julie Bond with Center for Urban Transportation Research at USF.
Thank you. Lori.
Lori Paleo, JMT.
Thank you. Brandon Drawhorn.
Brandon Drawhorn, FDOT District 7 Safety Office.
Thanks, Brandon. Renessa.
Good afternoon, Renessa Martinez, Johns Hopkins All Children's Safe Kids.
Thank you. And then do we have anyone calling in whose name I did not call out? Okay. And just some housekeeping. This meeting is being recorded. And if you are speaking or if you're not speaking, please mute yourself so there's no feedback for everybody else. All right. Thank you.
All right, I was just going to reach out to VinCap real quick and see if I can see where he's at or somebody from traffic ops as well. So give me 1 minute on that. So we'll go from there. So we got welcome and introductions. First item of business according to the agenda is to review and approve the June 2022 meeting minutes. So it should be on there. So quick, if we can do a quick scan of those. Mike and I look at those just to give everybody a hint before you guys get them as well, and hopefully we catch any issues before they get out to you guys and we bring them to the meeting. So if there's any comments, concerns about the last meeting minutes, let us know. If not, let's have a motion to approve and a second motion to approve, please. And just to remember to unmute when you do that. Just remember, anybody can make the motion.
Tina, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as read.
And since I can't get anybody else, I'll do the second. Vanessa, were you going to second?
Yeah, I was like, if you don't mind, I'll second for you. You jumped the gun on me. You know?
Unmute. Thank you so much.
I'll steal that second.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you. Looked great.
So next, especially since we have a couple of folks that are concerned citizens, we have a list of problem identification areas that is brought to the group. And then we kind of go over them month to month to see what can be done, if anything can be done. Sometimes in this situation, that first one at Gator Lane and US 41, which is in front of Lando Lakes High School, is about lighting. So this has been something that's been ongoing for a while. And because it requires an agreement with the Coochie and Duke, because one power, and please, since I'm speaking for traffic ops as much as anybody else, Mike, you can jump in. One side is actually with the Coochie Electric, and one side is Duke Electric. So it's been a little bit harder to get lighting done at this intersection. I did sit down a meeting about a month or so ago where they met with the Coochie on I believe the west side of 41 there at Lando Lakes, and they were going to try to attach the lighting to the signal poles, but they weren't able to do that because of the type of poles they were. So they're going to have to put new poles in to put this lighting in. So that's kind of the update I have with that one, since I don't have anybody from traffic ops. I was going to check.
Hey, Tina, I just logged in. Yeah.
Oh, good. And Jeffrey, you probably have more knowledge of this project than anybody, to be honest.
So 41 and Gator, they were trying to attach it to the signal pole, and we were talking with FDOT about it, and they said that's not really a good idea. So with Lacucci, the reason Rich didn't do anything about it yet is because he was waiting to talk to FDOT about like if it would be okay to put the extra wood poles for the lights where they needed to, and they basically said, do whatever you have to do.
So, but Jeff, this is Venkat again. What I heard is Rich already submitted to FDOT for the permit.
Yes.
So let me get that information and forward it to Chad so that they can push that one through fast.
That's Chad Stewart, right?
Chad Stewart, yes.
Okay, I'll make sure that Emmett knows that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. A little bit closer for that one. And Cap. So number 2 is Little Road and Rye Street. Again, pretty much a lighting situation with an agreement VinCap, I know you were a little bit moving forward on that a little bit as well. Anything else with Rye and Little?
No, not at this point.
Okay.
Jeff, make a note on that one. If we need to, we can do the intersection lighting ahead of the regular street lighting.
Okay.
So I looked at Little and Rye Street. There's already a light there. It's about I don't know 10 feet in on Rye Street, and it illuminates pretty good.
Okay. If we need it, what we can do is we can add Vitalakuchi. I believe that is the Vitalakuchi, I think, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, then we can add one or two. If not, is that being the intersection in our control? We can see if intersection needs lighting, we can add to the existing poles itself. So just go ahead and get the photometrics done in-house so we can see what we can pull it up.
All right, no problem.
Hey, Jeffrey, do you know if that's enhanced LED lighting at that location or?
I think it was. I'm pretty sure
Okay,
it was.
I was just curious because, that wouldn't help if it was, if we could upgrade it. Just curious. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. Number 3 is County Line Road and Waterfall Drive. I know we've been going back and forth quite a bit with County Line Road. Everything west of Suncoast with DOT and Hernando County, but it really doesn't have much to do with this exact project that was on the list. So I don't know if anybody.
This project is the signalization project. And Michael, you are aware of it. It is already being awarded, and then the contractor had the pre-app meeting, and they started pulling the permit for clearing and so forth. So it is on. It is. There's nothing we can update until the end of the signal construction.
Okay.
Melissa, if you want to add a note that we'll pull this off at the next meeting, just so that we know that basically it's been awarded and it's going to go to construction. So leave this on here.
It is under construction, basically.
But on the next meeting, we'll take it off.
Yep, you got it.
Finally.
We'll get verification. Johnny and I were just talking about that too, Mike. We'll get verification in an email. That way we can take it off if we need to.
Correct.
Thank you. All right, that one was a long one. Number 4 is 54 on Collier Parkway. I know we're looking at this for part of one of our corridor studies. Also, VinCap, isn't there going to be some lighting done at Collier and 54? I know some of the concern has actually been more north of there than anywhere else.
Yeah, but I don't think we are adding a couple of intersection lightings on Collier. I think, Jeff, what are the? I think we are adding intersection lighting on Collier at Parkway, and what is the other one?
Dupree Lakes.
Yeah, Dupree Lakes to help the students crossing in this next school year. Unfortunately, like I said, we completed our portion from our side, including the funding, signatures, and everything. So we're just waiting for the utility company to install.
Okay. Well, hopefully maybe we can take that one off at this stage next month too then. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Number 5, I don't know if I want to talk about number 5. But VinCap.
What is that one?
Bellamy Brothers Boulevard.
Okay. So we did our portion, like I said. I know I saw an email this morning from Bill Williams about there is some change in there on their side about the procuring the equipment. So hopefully we get it faster so we can install it. Regardless of it, at 4 locations, we issued the work orders for the Juke to install the intersection lighting.
Okay. Good. Thank you so much.
there's
I mean,
nothing
there's-
we can do. I mean, so if you guys want to keep it, you can keep it. But other than that, there's nothing we can do other than installation of the curve signs when we get the material.
Okay. And again, we want to maybe be out there and take some pictures when you do that, if that's okay.
Yeah, and the signs have been ordered, Venkat, so you know that. We don't take any time. The problem I'm having with signs right now, especially solar panels, there's some part it's in that supply chain that has messed up everything.
Yep. Yeah, the
But
people don't understand. The problem is, they complain about we're not being responsive. They don't understand how much we go through to get this, and then what we have to wait.
One of the other issues that came up was all the cracking in the pavement. This goes back to Jack King's days. I remember having that discussion with him back when Jack King was still there. Remember?
It is in the resurfacing program, but not this year. In the next couple of years.
Okay, well that issue reared its head again also.
Yeah.
I guess they're going to start bringing everything back out. See what we can get done out there, I guess.
Yep.
And I was going to say, Mike, if it's on that resurfacing, hopefully we got enough time. Maybe we can take advantage of doing some other things with the resurfacing. Okay.
Yeah, at least extend the shoulder a little bit on the curves.
Yeah,
And maybe
we actually had that included for any resurfacing. Sorry, for any resurfacing, we are including the shoulders, safety shoulders.
You're going to do paved shoulders on the whole length of it, or just on the curves?
On the whole length.
Okay, because maybe you want to think about that safe edge since it's kind of swampy.
Yeah, I already had that one also in their plan.
Okay, so get with Melissa and we'll get that safe edge tool ordered for you.
Yeah, like I said, we are ready when it is any for resurfacing project. We are ready to add the safety edges, even if it is not a shoulder. Not on this road. I mean, on this roadway, yes, we're actually asking them to add the shoulder. But even on the roadways where we don't have the shoulder, but still we want to add the safe edge, we will get back with you so that the public works can get the material so they can incorporate as a part of the construction.
Very good. Let me know, and I'll let Melissa know and myself, and I'll get you some of those shoes ordered.
Yeah. Okay. But like I said, what I will do is I don't know whether Clay is online, but I told him he's the one who coordinates with the public works on the resurfacing project. So we have a schedule of their project, so we can give you a heads up. Hey, this is the project we're going to need a safe edge, so we can give you an estimate how much and so forth, so you can get the order in.
Very good. Appreciate it.
Jeffrey, if you need anything from us, from the MPO, letter-wise or anything else, we'll be glad to provide it. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
What is the next item?
And the last one I think we're supposed to take off to, right, Melissa, eventually, is the Fairwinds Road and Colony Road. I think we're probably...
I don't know why it is still there.
So I think I can go ahead and come off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and remove number 6 at the next meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm going to put that in the notes that we're going to remove it. And then it'll be on here for one more meeting, and then it'll just be in a removed state. And then the next meeting, it'll totally come off.
Yep.
You got it.
That sounds great.
Okay.
Are we done?
We're done with that
We're
so
done with
far.
the
Do you want some more?
No, I just want, because I'm trying to close up before 2 o'clock meeting, so that's why.
Yeah, you're doing good, Venkat. Appreciate it.
So before you leave, then Cap, the one thing, and it's kind of an education, and it is kind of new business that I want to bring up before you leave, is October 18th there's going to be a safety workshop that FDOT is putting on for Pasco, Hernando Citrus. We're the host. It's going to be at Starkey Ranch Library. In the morning, it's going to be elected officials only. And then the afternoon, and we'll make sure emails and invitations get sent out pretty soon. The afternoon will be our stakeholders, and that is District 7's safety group that's putting on that safety workshop. But we want to get as many stakeholders there if we can, because I'm assuming it has to do with money.
Exactly
Hand.
right.
Okay, Jeff is going to be there for sure.
Okay.
Jeff
wanna
is going to
give
be there for sure. I will try myself.
Yeah.
You got between
And
now
again,
and October 18th.
the morning session is elected officials, so then they're going to know that DOT is going to give us money, and then that puts the pressure on us to spend it. So, again, we all know it's not free money. It never is. But I wanted to give everybody that date a heads up to block off that afternoon. It's probably only going to be from like 1 to 3 or so. It's not going to be a whole day thing, but just the afternoon. Again, DOT is District 7. Peter's group is the one that's putting on that workshop. We're just kind of the facilitator.
Okay. Thank you all. See you all next time.
All right, thank you, Jeff. You're staying, right? So new business, we'll review our high crash locations, and Melissa has that map for us. We've had a bad year so far, unfortunately.
So here's the overview of the map. And then here are the statistics.
So as we can see, our pedestrian is the highest one. We've had 13.
Wow.
Again, they're spread out. They're, other than some of the ones on 19, South 19, Newport Richie, not going to go there. As you can see, they're pretty spread out. There is no significant, let's work on one location to help with this. They're all over the place. And Johnny, and the reason why Johnny's sitting in here, we look at those pretty much sometimes daily, unfortunately, weekly, to try to figure out how best to prevent these or surviving these situations. So, and we're working on a couple different things. We're also working with Julie and FDOT with some of those mid-block crossings that hopefully will be coming in along 19 to help with some of these as well. So conversation for the group, please, other than me.
Someone was asking about that.
Yeah, do we have any information on like the age range? I guess we would get that eventually, probably later on in the year, right?
We look at them, all the ages and stuff, and that we can pull up Signal 4. It is pretty spread out. If you look at Signal 4, it shows our older group, some of the biggest ones. Again, they're all over the place. It's really, and maybe next meeting, we can do a little bit deeper dive on some of those stats for the group.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Okay, good. We'll do that maybe not the next meeting because I won't be at the next meeting, but actually the September meeting, maybe we can do a little bit deeper dive at some of the behavior and the age groups. Time of day.
Bicycle for 4. I mean, that's that's quite high too. Yeah.
So we found out, and again, Johnny and I look at these quite in depth. We found out the bicycle ones pretty much are very similar to the same behavior that our pedestrians do. They're dart out, along 19 or 301. So I'd be willing to really show that off because Johnny and I spend a lot of time looking at the behavior, if there's some key components location-wise, behavior-wise, that we can kind of look at. And I'm kind of glad you brought that up because what we're working on now with FDOT and the county it was brought up in one of our community traffic safety team meetings a couple of months ago about the left turn, intermittent left turn signal. So Johnny and I looked at some locations. We found out, and I did a ride along with FHP, 52 and Hicks is a big one where we've had those fatalities with that left turn. So we're looking at working with FDOT and doing a kind of a study and test of getting rid of that intermittent left turn, maybe just have green and see what it does if it does make a difference. So that's
Yeah,
just one of
definitely.
the, look at left turns on there. It's the big one.
Yeah, I mean, all the ones we just mentioned alone are 50%. So that's quite high. Yeah. So if we can look at the information and details and behaviors, then we can kind of, figure out a way to address it later on. Like, is it visibility? Do we need to be campaigning like that? Do we need to talk to the parents rather than the children? And, because that's really our population, but the caregivers are extremely important for our situation with Johns Hopkins. So maybe we need to address the adults. So yeah, I think that'd be great.
And
let me
real
share
quick,
something here. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, and real quick, all of these are speed related, basically.
Okay.
Because people are driving faster, that left turn becomes more deadly because people can't judge that speed of that person making that left turn. I know that's been some of the situation along 52 that we've looked at those crashes. And again, I've done some ride-alongs with FHP and talked to them doing these crashes. You can read crash reports, but unless you have that discussion with them, you really don't know some of the underlying behavior that happens with these. But speed has a big part with all of these, especially when they become fatalities. Mike, sorry, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to add, we're stepping up right now, and I'm working with Cutter on this as well, but US 19, I'm working a corridor starting down at Tarpon Avenue all the way up to State Road 52. We're putting on a serious campaign right now. Julie is going to be going out there and doing a lot of in-field educational interviews. I'm geofencing the entire location. We're just getting ready to do a big campaign out there, so if you guys got any other ideas how we can address this pedestrian issue, especially on 19, you can see down there from Newport Richie all the way to Tarpon Springs, it's not in good shape. And this road just got mentioned in a national news as being the deadliest road in the United States right now, this section of US 19. So
Julie,
we've been tasked real hard to make something happen, and it's going to happen. But we've got to have all this stuff in place before the end of the end of August. I'm doing all the signal wraps, the cabinet wraps with safety messages on all the corners. I think, what was it, Julie, 22 intersections?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yes.
if you guys have any further ideas, if there's any further ideas you guys can come up with, to help us get this thing under control on US 19. I'm spending a bunch of money, and I've got a little bit more left over, according to Julie.
Yeah, so it's going to be an intensive campaign. So I hope to work with anyone here who wants to, has ideas, wants to work with us. We're starting now, and it's going to be really intensive.
Julie, meet with Johnny and we can help while you're out there, but we've also done a lot of reviewing of those crashes, very detailed, that we'd like to just have a conversation with you about too.
Yeah, let's schedule some time for later next week. So, because we need to get things going. So as soon as you can, that would be great.
Okay.
And just so you know, Tina, this is not just a daytime operation. We're doing this at nighttime.
I know.
Because if you go to some of these reports, it's a lot of the nighttime pedestrians that are out there getting themselves in trouble.
We know. We've done a lot of studying and gone out. So that's why we want to be a part of it. So thank you so much.
Yeah, we've been working on this road forever, it seems like. Like I was teasing with Melissa, this has been going on since before Peter could speak English.
Yep. A long time. It used to be the
it
main
has.
corridor. It was the main corridor before 75.
Yep.
So,
that's what I want to do. I was just asking for help. If you guys got any ideas that we can keep doing and keep improving this road out there.
Definitely. And we need to let our county folks know too, so if they have any input, they can provide it too. Anything, and thank you, Renessa, for the discussion about the behavior, so we can, I'm a big education person, so I know we know what people are doing wrong, then we can help educate them what to do. And the big thing is prevent, what we talked about is surviving that bad behavior is what we need to start doing, because they're going to do the wrong things. So how can we figure out how them survive that bad decision behavior, and teaching people
Yeah, we've
how
got
to
more people coming in too.
Yep, crossing the road. We all have to learn to cross the road one way or another.
Yes, and do it
By
correctly.
car, by walking.
Renessa, you mentioned the senior drivers that they're, do you get involved with car fits?
Do I get involved with that?
Yeah, with the car fits?
No.
Okay. They've got the close one that's coming. It'll be in August. It's going to be in Leesburg. That's why I was just wondering if you got involved with any of that.
No, I don't believe so. Typically
So
just
Mike,
18
what is
and
that?
younger.
Let me get my calendar up real quick. It's going to be August the 14th in Leesburg, and it's sponsored by AAA and AARP and the American Occupational Therapy Association.
And what did you call it?
Car fit. It's for senior drivers to help them understand and fit their cars better.
Okay.
I'll send you some information on that, Tina.
That'd be great. Thank you. Anything else on education, and then we'll move on to enforcement. So enforcement, we just had the, and I'll let Mike talk about the law enforcement piece, that the speed that was just done, and really excited that was done too. So Mike, you want to talk about enforcement? I don't see too many of our law enforcement folks on here. And sorry that I missed, and I should count. Is Janice, you count for that? Sorry.
No worries. I came on a little late. I was on a conference with FHP. I can touch base on last week. So we had Operation Southern Slowdown last week, which it used to be Operation Southern Shield. It was rebranded this year for the first time. And for the first time ever, we had all 5 states do press conferences in every media market in all 5 states. And we had a great showing in District 7. FHP hosted it down in Tampa. We had one agency for Pasco County that came down, but hopefully they will all report, because they all were aware of it and we're out there doing enforcement during the week. And I'm excited to see our numbers. Our numbers are slowly rolling in. And as soon as I get some data on what exactly we did last week, I'll be happy to share it.
I did see a lot more activity with law enforcement, all agencies, with the speeding and just pulling people over to take the opportunity for enforcement engagement and education. So that was really good to see.
So the whole high visibility model, it just works. High visibility enforcement is, we spend a lot of money and say, hey, we're going to go out there. This is the time that we're going to be writing tickets. This is what we're looking for. We warn you. We put everything out there, and then we do it. And high visibility works. And the education component that's in there is as well is fantastic, and just the officers love it. I wish we could do it every year, every day, all year round, but our officers do get a little burnt out. So I personally do like we'll focus on speed here. We'll focus on school zone next week when they go back into it. We have, we'll focus on our DUIs, on our high drinking holidays, and we just got to keep them motivated.
That was great. And I know FHP is finally getting some more officers for the Pasco troop, which should help quite a bit as well too.
The FHP starting salary just got bumped up. So I actually that's why I'm late. I was actually on the phone with the head recruiter in Tallahassee, and so hopefully we will get some more people here in the Tampa Bay area and keep them. That is the big thing, and keep them.
Yeah, much needed. Anything else enforcement wise? So engineering wise, no, Jeffrey hopped off. I mean, the one thing that we're really happy to hear was what VinCat was able to do with Bellamy Brothers, that northern piece that we've been trying to work on for a little bit, for a while. So that's good. And John and I are looking at some other areas, like I said, especially like the Hicks and 52, some signalization, timing, and phasing that maybe we can start incorporating. That should be a little bit simpler to do. Usually not as simple as we like, but we'll start doing some of those requests as well. We have several projects in Pasco County for Penny for Pasco that are coming up. We have our couple of overpasses that are coming in, and then our CIP list is the new ones coming out, so maybe we'll have some more information engineering wise in the future. So anybody else on engineering? So I think we did a little bit on crash statistics. What I will do, based on the request from Renissa, not the August meeting because I won't be here, and VinCat left, by the way, but September meeting, we'll dive into the crash statistics a little bit more, Renissa, kind of come up with some more, age groups, time of day. We're really always surprised at time of day. We don't have the same peak times that we used to have in the past when it comes to fatalities. So we'll delve into those stats a little bit, since we kind of do that already, and bring that to the group. And maybe Julie will be able to help a little bit more with the 19 a little bit by doing that as well.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Calendar updates, activity reports. I think this is you, Mike, right?
Sometimes. Sometimes I'm active. We still have the 2022 MAD Law Enforcement Recognition event coming up on the 29th and 30th. The whole month of August is back to school month. It's also Child Safety Awareness Month. The 1st through the 7th is Stop on Red Week. The 17th is Drive Sober, Get Pulled Over campaign going on the 17th, and that runs through September 5th. Is that right, Janice?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yes, that's correct.
All right. And after that, we'll be at our next meeting, so we'll see what comes up after that. Your turn, Tina.
My turn. Fatality tracking. We actually talked about this a little bit. Can you bring back, Alyssa? Can you bring back the map real quick? Since this is on here, I know that we talked about 19. We know that that section of the south of 19. If you look at them, that's been the majority of them has been along that area there. Basically, we'll look at those a little bit more in depth. We had the one on 54 that I think is kind of was west of Little that happened too in this past year. Anything else, Johnny? That's kind of, we've been looking at everything. 301's had some really bad ones. You can see those to the far east there. That's basically 301 where you have those pedestrians kind of north of Dade City and south, that one south of Dade Cities and the Zephyr Hills kind of area. We're starting to take a look at those as well. 75 has just been really bad.
I got the Bellamy Brothers too yesterday.
Yeah. Yep. And Bellamy Brothers is, yeah. So, motorcycle, man, there's how many motorcycles? Let's see. They're not separated, but I can tell by on the map. Oh, those are all off-road, aren't they? Interesting. had that one left turn up on Hudson off of 19. Okay. Like I said, probably in our September meeting, we'll kind of do a little deeper dive in these for the group and see how different groups can help us with different behavior and different users. Anything on fatality tracking? I know our numbers are up. If you look at the total numbers, can you go back to that bottom? So 43 total. Wow.
You know, I'll give you some news about the fatalities throughout District 7.
Yeah.
We're district-wide, we're almost 29% better than we were a year ago for this first 6 months. We're carrying the state, actually, because no other district has had a reduction that high. And actually, our neighbor district, District 1, which covers Bartow all the way down to Fort Myers and down that area, theirs actually went up by 10%. So we're doing something right here in District 7. And so just want to say kudos to everybody, you know, for rolling up your sleeves and helping get things going here. While I've got it for a minute, we have 2 citizens on here. I'd like to hear what's their issues today.
Thank you, Mike. I was going to do that next if we didn't do it sooner.
Oh, thank you. Actually, there were 3 of us. We're concerned parents. As you're aware, all of the courtesy buses were cut for our county. This affects our young 11-year-olds, that were about 2.1 miles to 1.91 miles per Google Maps. I guess we've tried multiple outlets through the school board, through our District 3 representatives, and now we're just kind of coming to y'all. With the Florida State, one of the statutes, it's 100.623. The route that our young students are taking hits 3 endpoints that are deemed unsafe per this statute. So we're hoping to come to you to ask, you know, what are the next steps to reestablish and secure a bus for our young middle school students? And kind of going back to what you're saying is, can we help kids survive good behavior that are just trying to get to school? I did see in your presentation today, you know, 30.2% of the crash types are pedestrian, and we're just extremely concerned that come August 9th, your percentages are going to skyrocket with deaths and accidents, just based on the endpoints that are deemed by the state as not safe. Does that make sense?
So provide that statute number again, please.
So it's the 100.6 .23. So it's the FloridaSenate.gov. It's the statute 1006.23. I'm sorry. Okay. And it's just basically how they determine their studies of crossing roads. And like I said, the 3 parents and families, we have gosh, 7 children combined with the families. But we hit 3 of the endpoints which fall within the statute. So we're just trying to obviously figure out a way that we can overcome this together.
So is it Michelle Pearson, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So Michelle, my name's Tina Russo. Send me an email with that information in it if you can. And I need to know those points and, you know, what school you're going to and where your address is, so I can kind of have all the details. And my email address is trusso@pascocountyfl.net, which you probably kind of recognize that email address format. But it's T Russo. Send me the details, okay? All that in an email, and then I'll do some research. I'm working with the school safety group on some of these issues and kind of go from there. Julie Bond, who is on this, thank you, Melissa. Julie Bond, who is on this meeting, who's with USF Qatar. We've been working with her on doing some possible education with some of the schools to help those kids who don't have the option, that have to walk to school, that have no other option, school bus or driving wise, to at least teach them how to get from point A to point B. Because it doesn't matter what road you're crossing, you need to know how to navigate those locations no matter what. So we're working on some education, and the only reason why we're doing that first is because that's usually a quicker fix that we can work on first. So, and again, you're not the only one in this situation struggling to figure out how to get their kids safely to school with that new busing policy and new bell schedule on top of it.
And it's district wide. It's not just Pasco.
No, it's a big issue overall.
Thank you, Tina. I will send you that email. I appreciate your time.
And if anybody else on there would like to say what they need to say, please do so. It's being recorded.
Tina, and if I hear of any other information from any of the other CTSTs throughout the other counties, how they resolve this issue, I will certainly pass that along to this group here as well, because it's a battle across all 5 counties that I cover.
Yep. I'm actually sitting in with the crossing guard training and school traffic officer training next week to see if we can help anyway with that group as well.
Hi there. I'm actually Michelle's neighbor. My name's Kelly McAloon. I am the parent of 4 children, 2 of whom go to Seven Springs Middle School. We're all in the same boat here. Lauren, who is also on this meeting, is our neighbor. So you have 3 of us from the same street bombing your meeting here. But I just wanted to kind of piggyback off the point that Michelle was making and ask a follow-up question as a result. So, we found out about the middle school busing being cut and our kids in our small little Fox Hollow neighborhood, being asked to cross Trinity Boulevard in Little and being asked to cross Mitchell Boulevard in Little. We were completely shocked just because we see, accidents constantly, on a weekly basis, if not daily, people running lights and accidents happening. Thankfully, I have not witnessed a pedestrian, but I don't know how long that will last. So we did actually order accident reports for the last 5 years with the sheriff's office, just to kind of get an idea of the risk we were facing having our young children in middle school walk to school just 2 miles. And there was just a staggering amount of accidents at the Trinity Little and Mitchell Little intersections. And so we just kind of dug a little bit deeper out of our own concern. And that's where this statute, it's 2021 Florida statute 1006.23, which defines the hazardous walking conditions. And the particular point that stood out to me, and I can include this in an email as well, but it's the point C where it says crossings over the road. It shall be considered a hazardous walking condition with respect to any road at any uncontrolled, which I suppose doesn't have a crossing guard or police officer, crossing site which students must walk in order to walk to and from school if 1, the road has a posted speed limit of 50 miles per hour or greater, and the only way for our children to get to school from our street is to cross Mitchell Boulevard, which has a speed limit of 55 miles per hour the entire length of the road. There's no way for them to avoid crossing this road. So that in itself already violates this particular parameter in the statute. So we'll go ahead and include just our details and information. But my follow-up question to this is, if this statute was not used in creating the definition for which areas are considered to be hazardous walking conditions, I'm wondering what parameters were used to determine, what is unsafe for these students to walk.
So that's a school board question. They're the one that has to be the one that determines that. It's not really the county or the sheriff's office. School board is the one that has, through the sheriff and the MPO, actually determine if that's a hazardous. So that has to come from them first, because they're the one that kind of designates that unsafe route. So it's really has to come from them first, and anybody else that can chime in on that would be greatly appreciated. But my understanding, that has to be through the school folks first, and then with the help of the sheriff's office and actually the MPO as well, to deem that unsafe. And that's why I have to ask for the email to kind of research and go back.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we have done quite a bit of emailing and calling, and we were never provided details about, the question I just asked you. So I appreciate you at least clarifying the process, and from the top down. So, but yes, thank you for your time, and we'll send you an email.
Thank you.
Ms. Kelly, I got a question for you.
Sure.
How long ago did you guys get notified that there's not going to be a bus pickup any longer?
I suppose it was like a month and a half ago now, right, Michelle?
Okay.
Well, we just got a call, from the automated Pasco County 2 days this week. And then it uploaded in the student portals, I believe, a few days ago. So technically it was just uploaded in each patient portal. Though it says bus, it has the parameters of your mileage. And we kind of hit a lot of dead ends. We're in District 3, but with our representative, we've tried multiple routes, and we were actually given the link to this meeting as we were told that this would be a place to start. So we've been trying to work really hard on this, and we're just having a hard time. So we will send you, Tina, everything. But yes, that's when my son's in 5th grade, which he had a bus going into 6th. So my younger two still have a bus because they're K through 5. But I guess, when you turn 11 and then you're cut for middle school. So we were just made aware in the portal a few days ago, if that helps, Mike, answer your question.
Yes, that's fine. Thank you.
And you all go from Fox Hollow to Seven Springs Middle School, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Our subdivision is Spyglass, and it's literally the last one, I think, that doesn't qualify, because we're just right under that 2 miles. But we kind of had a back and forth with the school board about that too, because the way that they define, and I know this is not you guys, I'm just kind of explaining it just for clarification. The way that they define where the 2 miles starts and stops is outside of basically the perimeter of the campus. So it's not the entrance of the door. And it just seems a little bit bizarre to me, because our students have to continue to walk to the front door, to get to school and enter their classroom. So it's just been very frustrating on our end and scary.
We'll look into it. And again, of course, we've had several folks not happy about, not being able, especially where they don't have a sidewalk at all to get to and from to the school as well. So. Any other public comment? Any comments also from the group considering the topic? And again, I know Pasco is not the only one that's in this situation. I know Hillsboro's dealing with some of the same issues, and then also being short on bus drivers and crossing guards adds to the challenge of all of it.
No, it's that time of the year. We all just need to pay attention. School's starting.
Yes.
Actually, I think Janice has got some information she's willing to share with us on that.
I do, and I wish I had it with me. It's down in the car, but AAA actually printed out a whole bunch of these really cute banners, has a bunch of kids on it with little crossing guards, and it basically says "School's back in session, drive safely." And AAA is trying to distribute them to as many school zones as possible, and they're having a little contest and they want pictures and being tagged, and there's some prizes at the end of it. So I'm going to get it out so whoever's in the school board here if there's anybody in the school board here on this meeting, if you want some, reach out to me. If not, I'm going to get them over to my law enforcement agencies and to the SROs that are in the school so they can get them out there.
And like I said, I'm working with Pasco's Sheriff's Office with their crossing guard training next week. So
Tina, maybe I'll just get them up there to you. I'll be up there next Wednesday, and I'll just get up with you, and maybe I can just get them to you, and we can distribute them that way. Okay, perfect.
Janice, you got my email earlier?
I'm just now looking. I just got back in the office.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't get it. I got
Yeah,
nothing from you.
for the previous meeting, I sent you an email.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so we're trying to just get the word out. We also have some hands-free zones that came from the Teen Safe Driving Coalition that's out there. So again, high visibility enforcement works. We're telling you that we're going to be out there. We're going to enforce it, and hopefully we have a lot of law enforcement presence our first few weeks back to school.
And just through social media, everybody just, it's people in their own neighborhoods that are speeding, you guys. So just getting the word out to everybody about slowing down when school's back.
Yeah.
Good. I think we kind of covered Safe Routes to School update with that as well. And again, we'll bring some information back after the first. August 10th, I think, is our first day of school here in Pasco as well. And then I'll let the group decide about the August meeting. I can get Starkey Ranch if that's where you want to have, because the next one's live, correct? August 24th? August 24th will be our next meeting, and it should be live. We want to continue that, and I can get Starkey Ranch Library as the location if that's where you want to hold it. But you need to decide who's going to run that meeting. Since VinCap already left.
Well,
argue.
Yeah, well, Venkat is technically, he's the vice chair, but, if I need to, I can run it for him. But I like Starkey Ranch myself. It's bright and it's colorful. It's open.
Yep.
What about
So
the
I'll go
rest
ahead
of
and get Starkey Ranch, and Melissa, I'll let you know when I confirm that venue for us for the next meeting, okay?
Okay, that sounds great.
Any other announcements?
Hello, yes, this is Renissa Martinez. I just wanted to cover that we did some finalizing with Battle of the Belts, which is our high school peer-to-peer week-long campaigning that we do each year with the students in the high schools. We just at this recent Monday, went to the SRO training and gave plaques to the 11 high schools that participated, and also plaques for the winner and the trophy for the winner as well, which was Gulf High. So the participating students also received gift cards. I think $50 gift cards they usually do from Target. We usually do for them, which was really great. So we were able to highlight them for the year, talk about Battle of the Belts, and also reaching, I think, about 15,000 students. So quite a large, a large amount of students this year, even though we only had 11 of schools participate. So it was great to just talk about it, be able to go over and highlight them, and also thank Troy Ferguson, who is the lieutenant. He's absolutely wonderful, and he just, never ceases to really be a promoter of seatbelt usage, distracted driving, and he really just really loves his schools, his students, and his SROs. So yeah, that was great. And then also just to piggyback off of Janice, we also have some of those AAA yard signs and things like that. I'm actually going to be bringing those this week to Pasco Fire. We have our chair, Lisa Negron, who is a part of Pasco Fire. I'll be giving a whole bunch to her, so she'll be going and putting those throughout the schools as well too. So we've got you there. It's going to be a full force team going for it right before school starts.
I love them. They actually came out really cute. They're better than anything I think we've done through Tallahassee.
And Troy won the Resource Officer of the Year award too, right, Renissa, at the meeting? Cool.
Yes. Yeah,
Good
very
deal.
impressive. He's amazing. He's a really, really good guy. Really wonderful.
Good.
I'll just mention one more thing, since you mentioned the fire department. Dreg Peters, I don't know if anybody knows her. She's got a car fit scheduled for the National Car Seat Check. It's going to be on a Saturday. And it's not, the fire station's not been located yet, which one they're going to use, but they're thinking Zephyr Hills. So if you guys want to save the date for your calendar, you know, all the help and support into that is appreciated.
And when you get that, Mike, send it out to us, please.
Yes, I'll have it out. I'll send it to y'all, and then I'll have it on our website.
All right, good. Thank you.
Is that right, Vanessa? The drag is still over there?
Yeah, Dragna's still over there. I'm actually going to be maybe certifying her as a helmet fitter here soon.
Wow.
Ooh la la. Right? I know one other thing for her to do. But yeah, the car seats, we usually do the car seat checkup event. I know that they wanted to do it again this September, and it has been successful, I think, in Zephyr Hills previously. I think that's where we checked like 40 car seats. It was pretty ridiculous. Wow. Yeah, it was amazing. So we're hoping, you know, maybe we can get some advertisement for that. So that's awesome that Dragna and Lisa are kind of getting the wheels turning with that. But yes, we'll keep in contact with you, and I'm sure we'll all be in collaboration for that.
Yeah, I did it last. Yeah, I did it last year with her, and it was over off of 54 and Bellamy Brothers, and it was quite a busy day there too.
Vanessa, when y'all get that, let me know, and I'll try to put it through our Pasco communication folks just to put it out through social media too. Okay.
Of course.
All right. Thank you. Be careful what you ask for. Any other announcements? Open forum. Again, August 24th is the next meeting. It is live. I'll be hopefully coming back from Minneapolis from the Association of Pedestrian and Bicycle Professionals conference, hopefully with lots of good information as well. If that is everything, we can adjourn. Be safe, slow down. And again, school's starting in a couple of weeks, folks. Thank you guys. Have a great, it's Wednesday, right? Wednesday. Thank you.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. And thank our guests.